府呢個計劃，
我想知道政府有乜嘢社區活動。
你哋可以根據公開資料守則向政府查詢同索取有關資料。各部門嘅公開資料主任會根據守則盡快回應。想知多啲，你哋都攞翻本睇下啦。公開資料守則助你索取政府資料。
And welcome to the financial report. Local stocks ended a choppy trading session on a slightly higher note today. The Hang Seng Index gained 33 points to close at 22,580 on turnover of $42 billion. Today's turnover was the weakest since September last year. Let's have a look at some of today's most active stocks. The CCB is up 7 cents. HSBC Holdings is up 65 cents. And the Bank of China has gained 1 cent. The AIA has lost 10 cents, Sinopec Corporation has lost 7 cents, and ABC has lost 5 cents. Hong Kong dollar exchange rates, 7.76 to the US dollar, 12.04 to the sterling, 7.92 to 100 Japanese yen, 10.15 to the euro, and 100 Hong Kong dollars is 79 RMB. The London FTSE has lost 1 point. The London gold is bidding at 1,471 US dollars an ounce, and the asking price is 1,472 US dollars an ounce. The Frankfurt DAX is up 19 points, and in Paris the CAC is trading 25 points higher. That's Monday's financial report. Join us for the main news after the break.
Coming up, main news and weather report.
The dream of every kung fu fighter in the country is about to come true. The honor of their lifetime. That is, if they become the best of the best. Already at the top, someone is always ready to take their spots. ATV World Spectacular, Champions, tonight at 9.
International affairs that concern all of us. Comprehensive research and thorough reports on the most pressing issues. Let's focus on the events that truly matter. Check in current news in focus. Tuesday night at 8.
Scream if you will. Run if you can. This is a game for survivors.
Be at peace, child. This is your new home now.
Only fear will get the players to the end.
Mama here goes first.
ATV World Spectacular. Backwards. Wednesday night at 9.
What happens out there is real. Get the latest European news and current affairs. Whatever happens, when it happens, you're always the first to know. Check in current news. European Journal. Tonight at 8. We heard you have some great products to sell. How about making ATV's 2013 Add Easy package your one-stop solution? Our promotion reaches as far as the Pearl River Delta region and southern China. And our prices start at just $68,000. Call 3168-2232 or our mainland hotline now.
Good evening. You're watching the main news on ATV. I'm Belinda Lloyd.
And I'm Edna Zhe. Here are tonight's top stories.
Court finds radical lawmakers Raymond Wong and Albert Chan guilty of breaking the law during rowdy protests in 2011.
Tycoon Joseph Lau skips corruption trial in Macau again, prompting court to send doctors to see if he's really ill.
New law comes into force preventing developers and agents from misleading and cheating home buyers. A court has found radical lawmakers Raymond Wong and Albert Chan guilty of breaking the law in a rowdy protest nearly 2 years ago.
The two face the threat of losing their LegCo seats after they are sentenced next month.
But they have vowed to take their case all the way to Hong Kong's highest court, complaining that they are the victims of political persecution. Flanked by dozens of supporters, People Power lawmakers Albert Chan, Raymond Wong and Raymond Chan were a picture of defiance at the Eastern Magistrates Court this morning. The three lawmakers and Wong's assistant Chow Sun-kyu were there for the verdict, charged with 5 counts of breaching the public order ordinance, including unlawful assembly, as well as organising and taking part in an unauthorised demonstration. The charges stem from this protest on the 1st of July 2011, when hundreds of demonstrators paralysed the roads of Central for several hours. They were protesting against government plans to scrap LegCo by-elections and tried to march to Government House to get their message across. Police used pepper spray to disperse the protesters and arrested more than 200 of them, including the 4 People Power members who were charged with committing the offences in January last year. At the time of the arrests, Albert Chan and Raymond Wong were lawmakers, while Raymond Chan joined the legislature after last year's elections. The defendants' lawyers painted the case as one of political persecution and described the public order ordinance as an evil tool to quash their freedom of assembly and freedom of expression. The lawyers insisted the protests had been relatively peaceful until police used pepper spray. But their arguments were quashed today by Magistrate Joseph To, who ruled that they had not sought permission to divert their protest route to Government House, and their actions amounted to a clear breach of public order. To also singled out Wong as an unreliable witness, and in the end he found both Wong and Albert Chan guilty on 3 counts of breaking the law, while Raymond Chan and Chow Sun-kyu were acquitted of all charges. Both Wong and Chan admitted they were shocked by today's ruling, but vowed to take their case all the way to the Court of Final Appeal if they have to.
We believe the prosecution itself is a political one. It is totally unjustified and legally not sound to put forward the case. And also we find the verdict is totally unacceptable. In my answer to the charges, I have put forward a lot of explanation, but it seemed that the magistrate didn't really explain the rationale behind my decision. So that we will appeal the case, and we will hope that in the higher court we will find justice.
The 2 lawmakers are facing the prospect of jail time when they are sentenced on the 16th of May. The maximum penalty for unlawful assembly is 3 years when dealt with in a magistrate's court. If the magistrate imposes a jail term of more than 1 month, the lawmakers face the possibility of an impeachment motion in LegCo. The legislature can expel any lawmaker who is jailed for more than 1 month, subject to 2/3 majority in favour. And they have plenty of enemies in LegCo and the government who would like to see the last of them in the chamber. But they're going right back there to continue their latest filibuster attempt to delay the passage of the government's budget bill and to infuriate their political opponents even further. The corruption trial of Hong Kong tycoon Joseph Lau has been postponed until June after he failed to appear in Macau court again today, citing illness.
But this time the court is sending Macau doctors to Hong Kong to see if the billionaire is really ill.
Tycoon Stephen Low struggled past the media mob with his bodyguards in tow as he left the court in Macau this morning. He refused to say anything. Low and another tycoon, Chinese Estates Group Chairman Joseph Lau, have been accused of offering $20 million in bribes to disgraced former Macau Public Works Secretary Au Man Lung to secure land to build La Scala, a luxury residential project near the airport. Lau was a no-show at Macau's Court of First Instance today, the second time he's done this since January. The first hearing had to be postponed last last September after the judge fell ill. Lau's lawyer submitted a doctor's certificate and asked for the trial to be postponed, claiming the tycoon was suffering from a diabetes-related illness, the same excuse he gave in January. Deputy Prosecutor General Paolo Chan wasn't buying any of it today, saying he found it unacceptable and arguing that many people suffer from diabetes but are still active. He also noted that medical certificate does not indicate when Lau will recover to attend the hearing. Chan suggested the billionaire go to a public hospital for medical checkups or Macau doctors be sent to Hong Kong to see whether he is really ill. Judge Mario Sylvester allowed Lau's request to be excused, but said he would send Macau doctors to Hong Kong to assess his health condition. The case has been adjourned until the 17th of June. Both Lau and Lo have denied giving bribes to Au, but the Macau government invalidated the land transaction last August after the Court of Final Appeal found Au guilty of accepting bribes from the two tycoons.
Tycoon and English football club owner Carson Yeung has pleaded not guilty to money laundering charges at the district court.
His lawyers are trying yet again to get the case postponed indefinitely, arguing that he won't get a fair hearing. ATV's Bo Leung has more.
Carson Yeung appeared at the district court this morning and pleaded not guilty to 5 counts of money laundering involving more than $720 million. On the first day of Yeung's trial, the property tycoon's lawyers set about trying to get the case thrown out. They made a fresh bid to stop the trial with a permanent stay application. Yeung's lawyers said there was nothing suspicious about the 52-year-old's rise from rags to riches, and his billions came from lawful and legitimate stock trading. They noted that Yeung faced charges dating back as far as 2001, but he was only arrested a couple of years ago. They claimed that financial documents, which could have been useful in his defense, had been lost over time, making a fair trial impossible for him. The defense is expected to take up to 2 days to argue its case for stopping the trial and is hoping the judge will be able to reach a decision by Friday. The trial was supposed to start in November last year, but Yeung's defense team was granted more time to gather evidence. The 52-year-old former hairdresser has also made several unsuccessful attempts to postpone the case or have the charges struck out. Last month, his application to move the trial to the High Court was rejected after the prosecution argued it was just a delaying tactic. Yeung was arrested in June 2011 and accused of laundering more than $720 million in criminal proceeds between 2001 and 2007, using 5 bank accounts, 2 of which were in his father's name. He is also famous for being the owner of Birmingham City. He took over the second-tier English football club in 2009. Bo Leung, ATV News.
A new law governing the sale of new residential flats came into force today, aimed at preventing misleading and dishonest marketing tactics, such as inflating home sizes.
Offenders face hefty fines and stiff prison terms, but so far, developers have shown few signs of complying. They opposed it right until the end, but developers will now be forced to comply with the new law aimed at stopping unscrupulous sales tactics and misleading marketing when selling new homes. For years, developers have got away with inflating flat sizes by including common areas such as lift lobbies and clubhouses when calculating the total gross floor area of residential